Hello ladies and gentlemen, vBlackWolf here, and we've got a very special video today. Somebody actually finished Soul Raids, and somebody legit, because previously yes, God mode users finished it, but now we get somebody legit who finished Soul Raids and documented all the process on YouTube. So in today's video we're going to look at not necessarily the last, but we're going to look at 6 pips against Darkseid, and with this opportunity, while we take a look at them, we'll try to make a top 6 Soul Raid teams, and after that we'll take a look at the rewards and see what actually happens when you finish Soul Raids. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to check out in the description, in the pinned comment, We Nightmares. Normally I would say check out his channel and subscribe, but it's nothing but quality gameplay over there, peak performance in Just 2 Mobile over there. So if you enjoy in Just 2 Mobile, you'll enjoy his channel. So go check it out and go subscribe, because like, look, he might not be the best player in the world, because somebody might as well have finished it like 2 weeks ago, and we don't know because he don't upload on YouTube, but is the best player that we have on YouTube at the very least, that we can say for sure, and the best player that we can follow, whose progress we can actually follow. So check with Nightmares and hit that subscribe button. And with all that being said, let's go! So we're going to start this one off with the Silver Banshee team, and she is at number 5. And you might be like, Sigvald, wait a minute, there were 6 teams you're going to talk about, top 6 already teams. Remember, yes, we are going to have 2 teams at number 5, because I couldn't honestly decide which one of them was better, because they pull very similar amounts of damage, and one of the teams, being the Silver Banshee team, performs better than the other one if given ideal situation, but when the situation proves to be a little bit problematic, then the other team pulls more damage than the Silver Banshee. And over here, granted in this fight, Silver Banshee has a very defensive artifact going into this, and the ideal team for this, and I'm going to also go for the team composition here, will be the Reverse Flash with Power Girl in there and with Silver Banshee. Power Girl will be there to be the let's say power reduction character of the team. You have to kind of use Power Girl, like you can use Dr. Fate, but Dr. Fate is far better used in the King team, because over there he needs to be also a combo builder, and he also reduces the defense of the enemy, and Silver Banshee does not benefit from the defense reduction of the enemy, so that's why Power Girl and not Dr. Fate. And then we need a combo builder for her, right? And that combo builder is going to be Reverse Flash. Like, Reverse Flash simply pulls more damage than Predator Batman in most scenarios, if not all scenarios, and an alternative actually to Reverse Flash would be like Martian Manhunter, because they kind of function in the same way, but the thing is, with Martian Manhunter she seems to pull kind of the same damages, or at times lower, and Martian Manhunter is such far more expensive to put together. So with this one, Silver Banshee is going to be equipped with a very defensive entropy artifact. If you saw there at the start, that artifact had actually some defensive stats. And again, don't expect that this is like the best setup for her. It's just the whatever setup could be done with a limited amount of artifact reforges. Because remember, artifact reforges are such a premium currency nowadays that whatever you get is going to be good enough for you. And pretty much the gameplay would be either disabling 3 specials of the enemy and starting to build combo on the enemy boss, or disabling 2 of them and then starting to build combo with Reverse Flash if needed. So Banshee can kind of build combo for herself, but it's more ideal to build combo with Reverse Flash because he does such a better job at it. Re-engage the combo here, tagging in Silver Banshee for a fat special tree in there just right before the super move. That was a pretty big 12 million damage. You don't usually see those numbers on my channel, am I right? Jumping over, doing another special one, we got 2 disables in, going for a 3rd disable. Reverse Flash back in, re-engage the combo. Silver Banshee has to get stacked into a special tree, and guys, if this is weird a little bit, it's because it's iOS. On Android, and you'll see it more pronounced in the following fights. If the enemy has super move available and you want to do a combo that ends in a swipe right and then tag in another character, that is not possible. The enemy will do super move before you are able to tag in. That's how it goes on Android. On iOS, you can tag a character in without the enemy doing the super move just yet. In case you were wondering. Going for a last special tree here, unfortunately blocked, but it is what it is, and it's going to end up in a total amount of 60 million damage. Now, the next team that we're going to take a look at, which is also number 5, because this is the team that I couldn't necessarily rank above or below Silver Banshee, because as I said previously, usually Silver Banshee tends to pull more damage than this team easily, but when it's a very unideal situation, this team can handle itself far better. So honestly, if I was to actually try and rank one lower, I would rank Silver Banshee higher than this one. But for situations like this, for example, Dark Side, this one does far better, and they also benefit far more from the Father Box damage on swipe right. So yeah. Okay, this is going to have Just Like Superman in it. This is going to have Just Like Cyborg in it to boost the attack of Just Like Superman on basic attacks, of course. And it's going to have a Batman to boost the attack of Superman through Superman's passive. And it's ideal to be Silver Batman, because if it's Silver Batman, you can get away with building, with putting in there less critical attack chance on your Just Like Superman, because that Silver Batman can provide it. Is it a good idea to put less critical attack chance on characters and then use Silver Batman as a support character? Well, no, usually, but with this team it is a very good idea, because that Batman offers you also a huge attack boost because of Just Like Superman's passive, and you would anyways have a Batman in that team. Just Like Superman will go in, you need to only use the special tree because it deals the most damage. You have no reason to bother with special 1, and it will keep up that burning effect during the entire fight. And this whole fight is pretty much a huge combo interruption. Like, what you could do is, you have the choice. If you do have the entropy, you can place the entropy on your Just Like Cyborg or Batman and let them take the damage. And then tag in your Just Like Superman, or if you don't have the entropy, then you can tag in between Just Like Superman and Just Like Cyborg with a lot of combo interruptions, and you keep using your special 2 of Just Like Cyborg to power join Darkseid. The one without entropy is not the ideal one, because while Just Like Cyborg is not too shabby his own, you're going to lose a lot of damage while he's in the fight, because the Just Like Superman deals far more damage while he's in the fight. And yeah, pretty much this is going to be the strategy, and you're going to benefit a lot with this team if you use the Firebox, of course, with damage on basic attacks, but you can get away with other artifacts, but your damage is simply going to be lower. Another Superman going off here. Just Like Superman getting tagged in. That combo interruption was failed over there, but it's okay, it happens to the best of us. It happens to me a lot, but anyways, going for a fat special tree in there, re-engage the combo. It's important to keep up that burning effect. I've seen some people that put some armor pierce on basic attacks on their Just Like Superman, some people that don't. Some people just don't think that the burning effect on the special tree is enough of a defense reduction and they are losing damage. That's all I can get behind that. Just Like Superman, and for one, actually not necessarily one last special tree. It's very convenient that after that special tree animation you can re-engage the combo with a special tree of your Just Like Superman. Cyborg has to get tagged in here, Just Like Superman in there, and we'll get off a few more basic attacks into a last special tree right as the fight ends. And this ended up in a total of 64 million damage. Again, usually Silver Banshee does more, but this is not the ideal fight for her. Next up, we're going to have the Batman Ninja team at the 4th spot. This team is going to be a very versatile team. I think there's literally no fight in steroids, and almost no fight in normal raids, because you can't really have a good time in Phase 2 and Phase 4 with most teams. But yeah, they're going to pretty much be able to hit everywhere, because they're just able to survive and dish tons of damage no matter the opponent. And this is going to be composed of Batmanja Catwoman as the main damage dealer. It's going to have Batmanja Robin for his passive that gives your team increased lethal attack damage as you proc lethal attack hits. And it's also going to have Batmanja Gorilla Grow team for the power generation on lethal attacks landed, and for the attack and defense reduction on your swipe rights. Overall, this team is going to be pretty much packed with buffs and passives that you could go on talking about hours and analyzing. And the core gameplay of this team is going to be swapping in between special trees and sometimes refreshing special 2s. The special tree is going to deal a huge chunk of damage and at the same time give you a ton of lethal attack chance, getting you to max lethal attack chance with one lethal attack chance talent mixed in there in your build. And your special 2 is going to inflict some dot damage on the enemy and heal you at the same time. You should ideally keep that dot up at all times because of two things. The first one is going to be that it's going to always heal you, so you are never in danger of dying because you heal from the dot damage that the enemy receives. And the one that is probably more important is that your dot damage that is inflicted on the enemy can trigger lethal attack hits. And if they trigger lethal attack hits, they're going to constantly refresh your lethal attack damage passive provided by the Robin because it stacks up. And all those things working together are going to yield a lot of damage. You don't need to tag in and out between your characters at all. This team does very well with the firebox, but I see the choice of artifact here being the entropy. I guess Win Armors didn't really want to bother tagging in and out, and most likely this is the most ideal gameplay because, as you can see, unless Darkseid does super move, there's literally nothing you can do to this Catwoman if the combo interruptions are executed perfectly. And keep in mind, this ranking and the gameplay that I'm talking about is going to be specific to solo raids. In normal raids, you might have a very, very different gameplay for those teams. But yeah, they're pretty much the best in normal raids as well. Like in normal raids, I would kind of take the Just League team down and put the Multiverse team instead of it. But other than that, it's going to go pretty much the same in terms of ranking. Or more or less. This is not a video about that. But yeah, it's almost the end of the fight. Going for a high combo special tree over there. And this is going to be pretty much it for this one. One more special tree before it ends. Looks like it will be a special one because the special tree wouldn't have made it through the timer. And it yielded a total of 178 million damage. Remember, this is not the peak performance of those teams that you see here because this is one of the very unideal fights. Like if those teams were to fight a very easy boss, a very combo interruptible, this Darkseid is also combo interruptible, but it's not the ideal fight, they would score far higher amounts of damage. So right now we're going to see the Black Manta team being used, and it's going to be composed of Black Manta, of course, being as the main damage dealer because he deals tons of damage. It's going to be of Brainiac because Brainiac buffs Manta by a ton, and it's going to have Just League Flash to give him that additional fast attack hit on his basic attacks. And pretty much you just stack endlessly your basic attacks, use super move once. It's ideal to use your super move by the time Darkseid is also able to use his super move, or by the time your opponent is also able to use the super move, because after the super moves are used, you're going to be placed in the middle of the battlefield, and it's annoying to have to go through that process and then getting the enemy all the way to the wall twice. And re-engage the combo here, and it's pretty much going to be a huge combo interruption fest. You're going to see some special trees landed from time to time, and I guess that's in part because it deals some damage and it's because of the dot that it provides on the enemy, but the most damage, by far the most damage, is going to be by those basic attack hits. And those basic attack hits are huge, and you can really see the impact that one additional attack from Just League Flash does. And a lot of people are like, why don't we use Just League Flash as a damage dealer in soul raids? Because Just League Superman might have a better survivability, but it seems like overall Just League Flash would pull better damage than Just League Superman. It's not because Just League Superman pulls better damage than Just League Flash necessarily. It is because Just League Superman alone and Manta pull more damage than Manta without Just League Flash and the Just League Flash team. That's pretty much the reasoning behind it. Getting Darkseid's sound over there, re-engage the combo. Darkseid has super move available again, but there's no problem, the Manta has entropy. And over here it's ideal to have entropy on Manta, because of the fact that if you tag him out, you risk on losing your 100 basic attack stats. So that's why the entropy on him in this fight is going to be the ideal thing. Darkseid has super move again, another special tree, not a stun, and super move goes out. Not a huge amount of damage, it's all good. Re-engage the combo, we're in the last minute of the fight. Going for a nice fat special tree over here? No, holding on to re-engage the combo. As far as I've noticed, we seems to only use special trees in order to refresh that dot damage, and to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure of the reasoning behind that. So if you guys know what's the reasoning behind it and why you need to keep the dot damage up at all times, make sure to let me know down in the comments. And yeah, this is pretty much it for this one. And this is all of 214 million damage. Huge amounts of damage. Next up, we're going to have the King theme. And yes, the King theme is not at number 1, it will be at number 2 in my book. And this theme, don't get me wrong, this theme might deal the most amount of damage at times, when the enemy is full health, but a lot of the times it just does the second highest amount of damage. It's very versatile, can be used anywhere, and if this was also for both Raiden Swords, this might have gotten rank 1 maybe, but in this case we're going to give it rank 2. And you might see something weird here. I've talked about this previously on my channel, but you might see someone that doesn't seem like has a place in this team, but trust me, it does. It's going to be Red Hood. So, let me quickly go over this. Ideally, you have Shazam with this team with Dr. Fate and King. Dr. Fate as a power reduction kicker and as a combo builder, King as the damage dealer, of course, and then you have Shazam as the buffer for King, because Shazam is going to give you plus 100% attack. But the thing is, that's base attack. That's base attack, and it's going to be only the base attack of King. And in normal raids, that's going to be very good. That's going to be a huge amount of attack. But in soul raids, when you receive like a huge amount of damage from your artifacts, and that bonus from Shazam does not really stack with them, Shazam is going to provide you with less than 10% more attack, pretty much. And Red Hood is going to provide you on the higher trend with a whole amount of 30 seconds of additional battle, and overall, once you get yourself, let's say, an Apocalypse artifact or a Soul Raid artifact, because you'll most likely get new ones with the new Soul Raids, it's going to be far more ideal to have yourself a Red Hood in the team than Shazam. I think it's from the level 6 of Apocalypse artifacts, and I'm talking about the ones with higher attack like Firebox, Entropy, and the Heart of Darkness, where you should replace your Shazam with Red Hood because it will do better. And also, you might have seen something pretty weird here, the fact that this man can constantly tag in and out while the super move is available on dark side. If you're on iOS, then no problem, my dude, you're seeing just normal gameplay here, but if you're playing on Android usually, you might be like, what's going on here? This doesn't seem normal. And yes, for Android users it's not normal, you can't do that on Android. Right here, when tagging Dr. Fate, Dr. Fate would have gotten the super move down on, or King would have gotten it before tagging Dr. Fate in. So yeah, this works only on iOS. In terms of other devices, you have to be more crafty, because it just doesn't work on Android. Like, if it works for you guys, let me know, but it hasn't worked for me, like, ever. Maybe it's a fault of my device and I'm just talking crap here, but yeah. King has all the passive stacks at this point, has the super move done. It's going to be pretty much the ideal scenario for him. And over here in the last minute, where the power generation is crazy high and you don't really have to worry about tagging in and out constantly to get power, and Darkseid has his super move disabled, King will be kept in the fight. Previously there was the infinite combo with Dr. Fate and the Firebox. Again, that doesn't really work like that if you're not having an iPhone, but over here it worked. And going in for a fat special tree, 3.6 million damage over there, ring-ish the combo. Dr. Fate is going to go in because it's almost the end of the fight, and keep in mind the last 30 seconds when you extend with Red Hood are going to have crap power generation in them, because that's just the way it goes. Dr. Fate is going to go in. Going to stay a little bit more with him in the fight here to make sure he has enough power to go with King straight into a special tree, because if not, that would be a waste of damage. Fat special tree, and the last special tree of the match, a solid 4.3 million damage, and that's going to be pretty much it for this fight. And this is all of 300k almost. Very solid amount of damage. And the last team, which is in my opinion the #1 team for soul raids at the very least, is going to be the Heartbreak Harley Quinn team. Like, this team, pretty much same as the King team, can hit almost everywhere. Almost. This team doesn't have a really good time against the boss Manta, and it doesn't have a good time against pretty much fights where you can't really tag in and out, though it's not a lot of them. Over here he used his special tree over there to break the Darkseid shield, because he has a an artifact that does that. It's the Radiant artifact. It breaks shield with a ranged attack. And that was not necessarily the reason why he put it here. He put it here, as far as I'm aware, because of the fact that he had some power generation bonuses on it, not because of the armor reduction or other stuff, because Heartbreak Harley Quinn should have armor pierce on her basic attack, so the armor reduction doesn't really matter. It's for the talents on that artifact with power generation. But yeah, about this team, it should be with Arkham Knight Batman, Heartbreak Harley Quinn, and Entangling Poison Ivy. Entangling Poison Ivy is there to buff the attacks of Heartbreak Harley Quinn, and Arkham Knight Batman is going to be there to set up the stuns, because Heartbreak Harley Quinn will deal huge amounts of damage to the enemy if they are stunned, and Arkham Knight Batman has a 50% chance to stun bosses even if they are immune to stuns. You might get very lucky with this one, you might get very unlucky. I've been on both sides of the coin previously on the live streams, but it is what it is, and a winner is going in back in for Arkham Knight Batman, Fat Special 2 in there. And it's not a stun, sadly, and you have seen him tagging in and out Harley a few times. Like, you usually do that even if the enemy is not stunned in normal rates, because of the fact that you need to constantly generate power to not lag behind. In this specific scenario, he did it for pretty much the same reason, but right now he didn't really have a tab to worry about. Arkham Knight Batman back in, and he has put the entropy on the Poison Ivy. Like, you can either do that on the Arkham Knight Batman or the Poison Ivy. Like, it's not going to hinder your gameplay too much, no matter what you choose, but not putting into Arkham Knight Batman kind of frees up another spot if you got other needs for it, and makes him take overall less damage. Arkham Knight Batman back in, going to attempt another stun here. And Darkseid is stunned, and as you can see over there, bro, like, the amount of damage on the swipe right is insane. Like, at some point I see flying by like 5 million, 6 million, 7 million damage on only a swipe right attack, and you can do a cycle of 3 attacks if your Arkham Knight Batman Special 2 is actually maxed out. Like, over here you're not going to see it because he went for a combo that will favor attack in, but there's a certain combo with this in this scenario where you can get in there like 4 swipe rights to take full advantage of the firebox. And before this we saw a pretty clutch tag out, because the Special 2 didn't stun and he needed to tag in the entropy character. Arkham Knight Batman back in will do his best to stun here. Stun didn't land, so Entangling Poison Ivy back in. Damage capped by the entropy. It requires quite a lot of attention, this pip. It requires quite a lot of attention, because you can screw it up very easily if you don't have your entropy on Arkham Knight Batman. And Darkseid summons a Parademon as a last screw you, but yeah, that's going to be it for this fight. Again, not a huge amount of damage, but not the ideal fight. And over here is going to be the last fight, and Darkseid is going to go down in no time, and we're going to finally be able to see firsthand, like we've heard what happens when you finish Soul Raids, but we're going to be able to finally see firsthand what exactly happens when you finish Soul Raids. Bad Ninja team here, Darkseid uses a super move, no matter, entropy is equipped, we don't need to worry about that one. Ring-age the combo yet again. Going for a fat special 3. Is this one going to be the end of Darkseid? No. Ring-age the combo into another special 3 or special 2 to refresh that dot damage. And bro, this man went on a crusade on this Darkseid. Like, he finished Darkseid, he finished Soul Raids with 2 pips left before the season ended. It was really a race against time, and he posted all the pips, and it was a very nice journey to follow. So definitely, guys, links in the description, links in the pinned comment. Check We Nightmares out and subscribe. Subscribe. You're going to see a lot of amazing stuff in there. But yeah, there we go, guys. Darkseid Heroic 7 defeated. Whew. This took long enough. Oh, 800 reforges. Oh boy, that's a very decent amount of reforges over there. 800 reforges. Boy, oh boy. So as you can see here, the tier 7 of the Soul Raids actually resetted. That's what happens. It simply resets the last tier, and you can farm the last tier of Soul Raids endlessly. And that's good in terms of the resources, but that's not very good in terms of the artifacts and characters unlocked, because you're not going to be able to unlock them that quickly and run that quickly through them. But in terms of resources that you get, it's a very good thing. And those are going to be the rewards. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out With Nightmares. Again, links in the description, links in the pinned comment. Make sure to check this man out and subscribe. The best rates and soul rates content creator out there at the moment of Injustice 2 Mobile. And with all that being said, I'll see you all hopefully in the next one. And goodbye. Yeah, by the way, there's the very cool icon over there. Bye.